Hello everyone! First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Salsafadilah Nurauliya and my partner's name is Rosya Salsabila Widianti. We are from group 7 of class 1E. And we would like to explain the material of commenting on social media. The existence of globalization as the universal concern throughout the world has introduced people prevailing contribution of social media. All in all, social media are created to facilitate people to share their personal life to other people in order to get intertwined, make a connection, and meet their main necessity on the basis socialization. Besides, people are allowed to share any kind of postings to name pictures, videos, writings, or even voice recordings. However, in today's life, the most ultimate role of social media as the means of sharing personal life has approximately shifted. Most of people use the social media as the means on the basis commerciality by which they are allowed to simply ratify, retail or purchase some products to or from other people without making any movable visitation. Therefore, the contribution of social media for humans' life is of no big deal. What's more, almost all the social media can access are attached by some optional features. To be precise, like edit, comment, share, subscribe, and you name it. Nonetheless, the availability of the comment feature has shown some various effects in terms of how people are giving their point of views about specific things they newly find or see. As the consequence, people sometimes are either debating or arguing each other in negative ways, especially the language they are using to express. Whereas kinds of language the people use fully determine the class to which the people belong. The politer the language you use, the more respecting the audience will be to you. To help you pleasantly perform in social media, the following things are do's and don'ts all you can do and need to avoid. Do's: share the validated facts, be polite and respectful, say what you only have to say, use the proper language that it can make you respected. Don'ts: behave recklessly, say things with no basis in fact, attack people verbally for what they have different opinions, make fly-by-night statements, caps lock your writings. In addition, the following captures are sample of positive comments on social media. On the other way around, the following examples show you the negative comments in the social media you may commonly find out. As you have seen before, it makes us realize that people out there are still blatantly giving bad comments to others, and there is even a high possibility that online bullying can occur. They do it without any shame or guilt. They don't know how many effects it has on victims as a result of their treatment. The comment section of social media and news outlets have become the new playground for online bullying. As a result, many news organizations are even choosing to eliminate comments altogether to avoid this problem. Comment sections can devolve into insults, threats, arguments, and harassment if left unchecked. In fact, a 2014 Pew Research Center study found that 22% internet users had been victims of online harassment in the comment section of a website. Who are these people posting nasty comments and why are we reading them? Why do we allow ourselves to be pulled into negative comment sections, or even worse, be pulled into arguments in the comment sections? And what are the ultimate effects on our mental health? While it's true that negative comments online can affect our mental health in a negative way, there are steps that you can take to mitigate this problem in your own life. Let's take a look at why comment sections are toxic and how they affect your mental health and what to do about it. Why are comment sections toxic on social media and news outlet website? It can sometimes seem as though one bad comment gets the ball rolling and then there is an avalanche of other toxic comments that follow behind it. There are multiple factors that contribute to the negativity in the comment section. Let's consider those. 1. Anonymity. The anonymity of the comment sections means that nobody feels accountable for what they say. People may become militant simply because there are no checks and balances as there are in real life. 2. Online disinhibition effect. Similar to the anonymity effect is the online disinhibition effect. What would never be acceptable to do in person is somehow acceptable on the internet, where social norms cease to exist and anyone with a keyboard can say whatever they want without repercussions. 3. Dehumanization. Another reason comment sections can become fighting grounds in that we tend to dehumanize others online. Instead of perceiving each other as a person at the other end of the computer, we imagine we are commenting into the void. We can see the effect of our words on the person at the other end. We may not choose our language as carefully as we do in person, and any tendency towards aggression has no reasons to be placed in check. 4. Mob mentality. Next, there is the mob mentality that forms in the comment section, which contributes to their overall negativity. When one person says something negative, this opens the floodgates for others to do the same. 5. Platform matters. Sites where anonymity is more preserved will tend to have more negative comments. For examples, researchers found that the highest number of rude comments and insults on YouTube. By contrast, platforms with lots of opposing viewpoints, example Facebook political pages, are more likely to have commenters who are arguing or angry at each other. 6. Personality factors. The final factor influencing the negativity of the comment section is the personality of those who post comments. Commenters are actually a minority of those who are online, tend to be male, have a lower level of education and lower income than those reading comments. Commenters are also sometimes trolls who enjoy making people uncomfortable and are only there for this purpose. Now that we know why negative comments exist, it's important to consider how they affect your mental health. After all, why would you spend time on something that is making you feel bad? If we can understand how comments affects our mental health, then we can tweak our actions to end up feeling better. 1. Dopamine addiction. If you have seen the movie The Social Dilemma, then you will know that the Facebook algorithm is predicated on the notion that they can manipulate users through an addiction to little hits of satisfaction. When a user receives a like, comment, notification, or just finds something interesting in the feed, negative comments can work in much the same way. If you find yourself constantly reading comments when you should be working or are feeling bored, then you might be addicted to the comment section. This can negatively impact your mental health because you will turn to reading comments when you should be doing other things, leaving you feeling unmotivated and as though you've accomplished nothing. 2. Depression and negativity. Reading negative comments online has the effects of making you feel more negative. If you wake up first thing and start to read negative comments online, you will end up starting your day feeling negative. And if you become addicted to reading negative comments online, and you might even end up facing some symptoms of depression. 3. Anxiety. Reading negative comments online might also leave you feeling anxious, particularly if you read comments that create fear or make you question your own choice. Those who are predisposed to anxiety disorders, example like having a genetic predisposition, should take extra care when engaging online. 4. If you spend most of your time reading negative comments online, you will also find it harder to pay attention to things that require a longer attention span. The good thing is that spending time doing hobbies that don't involve a short attention span can reverse some of this damage to your attention span. And last, self-esteem and confidence. If you end up reading negative comments about yourself online, you could end up feeling less confident or have reduced self-esteem. For this reason, it's important to check in with yourself about how you are feeling before and after reading comments online. If you feel worse about yourself after reading someone's comment, that's a good sign to avoid that comment section or person. If you feel as though reading negative comments online is impacting your mental health negatively, what can you do about it? Here are some suggestions of actions that you can take to minimize the impact of reading these types of comments online if you are struggling. First, choose your platform wisely. Different social and news platforms will attract different types of people in the comment sections. If you are concerned about reading negative comments online, stay away from platforms with an anonymous element, since people will have less reason to censor themselves when they realize nobody knows who they are. Number 2. Avoid reading negative comments. These may seem oversimplified, but one way to ease yourself out of an addiction to reading negative comments would be to set a time limit to how long you will allow yourself to read, respond to, or think about online comments. For examples, you might decide that you will only spend 5 minutes reading comments on social media and avoid comments on news outlets' websites altogether. Number 3. Have strong attitudes and values. Research has shown that having strong attitudes and values will make it less likely that you will be swayed by what you read in the comment section. This means that in order for comments to affect you less, it's important to know what you stand for and have the courage and conviction to stick to your principles and values regardless of what else you read online. Number 4. Educate yourself. It's also been shown that lacking knowledge on a topic can lead you to trust other people's opinions and comments. For this reason, do your research and educate yourself on topics outside of the comment section. Read trusted sources of information and form your own opinion rather than relying on what you learn from the comment sections of news sites or social media pages. Number 5. Focus on positive comments. If you want to reduce the negative impact of reading online comments, one of the best things you can do is to focus only on reading positive comments. Comments from friends who offer social support will increase your well-being and have a positive effect. These comments are best if they come from people who you are close to and friends with in real life. If you are receiving negative comments, it's okay to unfriend, unfollow, block, and delete. 6. Leave positive comments for others. Do you want to start a positivity train for others as well? Stop clicking like and start leaving positive comments on other people's posts. Positive comments will inspire more positive comments, and the first comment in a thread is critical for shaping how other people respond. If the first comment is negative, you will notice that this sets the tone for the discussion through emotional contagion. Seeing more positive comments will encourage others to be positive as well. 7. Limit screen time. Beyond limiting how much time you spend reading comments, you can also limit your screen time in general to reduce the amount of time you spend reading negative things online. Number 8. Find other hobbies. If you are finding that negative comments online are affecting your mental health, it could be that you need to take up some hobbies to take your mind off of what you have read. Things like reading novels is one way to escape. Hobbies that involve physical labor like working in the garden or doing home renovations get your body moving, which increases endorphins and make you feel good, especially if you are missing that dopamine hit from opening your Facebook app. Use a daily mood tracker to see how you feel each day and notice whether doing more hobbies and less screen time makes you feel better overall. Has anyone forgotten that the whole point of social media was to connect? Possibly so. Although many people are still trying to use it for this purpose, while the internet can leave you feeling lonely, it can also be a tool to help you feel less lonely if you use in an intentional way. If you are forced to distance yourself from other people for any reason, such as moving away from friends, living with a debilitating illness, or changing jobs, social media can help you to stay connected. Just make sure that when you do go online, you aren't spending your precious time reading comments. Instead, focus your time on connecting. This can be especially helpful if you live with social anxiety or feel awkward in person. Curate a friends list of people that make you feel happy and positive, and then try to connect with them as much as you can. While eliminating being online might not be possible in the world we live in, being intentional about what you do when you are there is totally possible. Number 10. Work on your activism. Are there any causes that you believe in or special interests that you have? If that's the case, spend your time online fighting for what you believe in and connecting with other people who believe in the same things as you or who have the same special interests. Don't go online in the hopes of changing other people's opinions if they don't agree with you. Rather, share positive posts about your special interests or activism efforts. The goal here is to find your special niche and become part of a group so that you have a purpose rather than mindlessly reading comments online. 11. Be more critical. Another way to manage how negative comments affect you is to be more critical of what you read. Consider the source, consider what the person's motivation might be, and ask for a second opinion if you need it. For example, if a friend always posts negative things on your Facebook posts, try to understand their motivation. Ask them to send you a private message and generally stand your ground when you don't agree with that someone has posted about you or in general. And last, be aware of the algorithm. It's worth mentioning that as much as the algorithm is set up to show you more of what you are interested in, you can also upset the algorithm in your favor. For example, if you are feeling down or negative when you go online, try to purposely interact with positive posts or videos. The algorithm isn't smart enough to know how you are actually feeling. It only knows what you are telling it through your action. And make sure that you are careful about how you approach social media and you can have it mirror back positivity to you instead of negativity. If you are still finding that your mental health is poor from reading negative comments online, you may be dealing with a mental health issues that requires professional help. In that case, it's important to reach out for help from your doctor or another mental health professional that can offer specialist support. In addition, if you are the victim of abuse, bullying, harassment, threats, and others on the internet, then it's important to take the appropriate actions such as blocking and reporting to authorities as necessary. Keep records of all interactions such as a text message, chat windows, comment sections, direct message. Having a record of everything that has happened will make it much easier to prove your case. Setting limit for your time in the comment section and feeds is the single most important thing you can do for your mental health. And if that seems too hard, get an accountability partner who will ask you how much time you are spending online. Instead, spend your time in the chat with that person who knows what you are struggling with.
My name is Rosya Salsabila Widianti. Here I will explain about how I respond to negative comment on social media. How do you know when to respond to negative comment on social media? and when to leave them alone. In large part, this decision depends on the circumstance of your social media account as well as the context of the comments being made. The stakes will be very different depending on your situation as well as who is leaving negative comment on your social media profile. In general, this means that each comment need to be considered on a comment by comment basis. In the world we are living in today, people often forget that there is actual present on the other end of the social media account. This is particularly true if you are just an ordinary everyday person using social media. Specific comments on social media. If you post a video on TikTok about your perfect home decor and your video goes viral, you can expect to get comments from people who will find something to complain about. They might spread gossip about you that isn't true or even get to fight with other people in your comment section. All this is to say that if negative comments on social media are getting you down, there's good reason for it and you need not feel alone. That being said, you probably want to know how to deal with them. In a nutshell, you'll want to have a plan of action so that you don't and was have to decide in the heat of the moment. That involves knowing when you will address negative comment and knowing how you will address them when you choose to do so. Let's take a look at those issues now. Next, when to address negative comment. When should you actually address negative comments instead of choosing to ignore them? This is something that you'll want to decide on a case-by-case basis. However, it's important to note that a blanket discussion to ignore or delete negative comment is not necessarily always the best course of action, even though you might hear this a common advice. Next, people are watching. In a situation in which people are watching how you react to negative comments, you might wish to consider engaging instead of simply ignoring or deleting. Next, when responding allows you to engage. If you are running a business, engagement is the name of the game. For this reason, there really is no bad publicity as long as you handle it well. In the personal sphere, a negative comment from a relative on a personal post that you share could be the springboard for you to learn more about them and their opinions. If your immediate knee-jerk reaction is to ignore or delete, you could be missing out on the chance for growth in these cases. Next, when not responding looks like you are hiding something. If someone leaves a negative comment on your social media account and you choose to ignore or delete, this can make it look as though you have something to hide. If you have nothing to hide, then it's perfectly fine to choose this action so that you don't have to deal with negativity on your page. Next, when you need to apologize, if you feel as though there is some sort of appropriate apology on your part, then it would be best not to ignore or delete a comment. For example, in the case of disgruntled customer, a business should not pretend that a comment was not made about their product. In the case of a personal social media page, if someone leaves a comment about something you've done that you do owe an apology for, it will be best to deal with in the same manner. Next, to protect your reputation. Another situation in which you will want to respond to negative comment on social media is when you need to make a correction, clarification, or protect your reputation. If someone has said something about you that is inaccurate or unfair, it's perfectly reasonable to want to offer facts to support your argument that their claim is false. Next, when to ignore negative comments. On the flip side, how do you know when to ignore or delete negative comments? There will definitely be situations in which this is what you will want to do. Let's take a look at the various reasons why you might not want to engage with someone on social media who is leaving negative comments. Next, when you expect others to have your back, if you don't feel up to engaging with the negative comment and you expect that others will come to your defense, it might be wise to wait a bit for your community to respond on your behalf. This will be less true for a business but might be appropriate for a personal account or an influencer account. Next, things you don't want on your page. Another situation in which you will not want to engage or respond is if the commenter is posting things on your social media page that you don't want to be there. That might include profanity, spam, random attacks that don't make sense, aggression, cultural source, racial bias, harassment. There's, in this case, you have the right and exercise the right to delete anything that you feel should not be on your social media page. And last, trolls and bullies. Troll comments should also be ignored or deleted for the specific reason that the only goal of a troll is to get you to respond to negative comments. Trolls like to comment on things on social media pages with the sole purpose of eliciting an emotional reaction from the victim. They revel in being able to get you riled up, and the only cure to stop them from commenting is to ignore them altogether. And next, and here I will explain 5 do's and don'ts of responding to social media posts. For many business owners, social media is a great tool for customer service and free marketing, but the unpredictability of what others will post about your business can be troublesome. Though the urge might be to delete any negative comment or defend your company and justify your action with your current and potential client. Watching, it's important to handle social media response the right way, whether it's a comment from an internet troll, a negative response from fan, spam, or worse. Here are some do's and don'ts for responding to posts on social media. 1. General posting do's and don'ts. Before we get too far into the particulars of responding to posts, here are a few general do's and don'ts for using social media for business purpose. Do or don't. 1. Showcase your personality. 2. Segregate your personal and professional profile. 3. Monitor comments, likes, and tweets. 2. Dealing with spam. The scenario: someone you don't know has posted a paragraph and link about a weight loss program success. Information to raise awareness about 2. Dealing with spam. The scenario: someone you don't know has posted a paragraph and link about a weight loss program success. Information to raise awareness about a defendant in a particular legal case, or something is posted in a foreign language. Spam happens. Fortunately, it's a fairly easy issue to handle. Do or don't. 1. Delete the post immediately. 2. Mark it or flag it as spam. 3. Monitor your profile for repeat posts. 4. Be diligent about controlling spam. 3. Dealing with internet trolls. The scenario: someone, likely a person you do not know, posts or tweets a witty, snarky, or sarcastic comment, either directed toward your profession, your company, or a recent post. Do or don't. 1. Delete irrelevant and offensive posts. 2. Resist the urge to respond. 3. If you choose to respond, do so with touch. 4. Someone respond negative to something you've posted, the scenario and article, photo, video, lain. 4. Someone responds negative to something you've posted, the scenario and article, photo, video, or status that you've recently shared get a negative. Kak, pelan-pelan dong, Kak. Or someone responds negatively to something you've posted, the scenario and article, photo, video, or status that you've recently shared get a negative response from a follower or fan who has taken to social media to share their opinion. Do or don't. 1. Get a second opinion on how negative the comment is. 2. Consider not responding at all. 3. Delete the comment if it is offensive. And last, 5. Someone asks you to share something. The scenario: a person you might or might not know contacts you through social media or even directly through email and asks you to spread the word, share a resource, or retweet information. Do or don't. 1. Share if the content is relevant. 2. Make a habit of sharing other people's posts. And 3. Let the person know if you've decided to share it.
For many, the ideas of good manners conjures up images of someone wagging a finger at you. Etiquette is simply being thoughtful of others. Good manners on social media means taking a moment to think before you hit that post icon. It means looking at what you do online as if you are someone else and realizing how your actions and words look to others. Manners are not about being fake or sucking up. Manners are about adding to the online world without shutting people down and cutting off communication. It also is about protecting you. While media manners are always evolving as online behavior and options arise, these are basic guidelines to help you and your followers get along and benefit from the amazing methods of communications available today. Never pause when you are angry. To do so makes you look stupid or thoughtless. It also can inflict damage on people because your view may not take into consideration of the circumstance from the person's point of view. When another person's actions bother you, the better response is to talk to that person face to face in a private message. You will probably find that you and the person who made you angry are not as different or as conflicted as you think. And second, be careful with caps. There are times when choice words emphasized by capital letters helps make your point. To put a whole statement in capital letters implies that you are yelling with nothing standing out. If everything is in caps, nothing is emphasized.
Thank you for your attention. For us, sorry if there are shortcomings and mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.